Badminton Insights made a video very recently, I think yesterday, about playing styles. And of course, I am going to yap about it because I quite liked it. And I just want to talk about it. I haven't made a video in a while, and I'm not allowed to play badminton this week because of my PT. So yeah, let's yap. So this is for doubles. I assume they'll either make us one for singles later down the road or something. But you have defensive and offensive because obviously there's two different phases of play, right? So on the defensive side, you have what they're calling the disciplined defender, and this is like a very like passive defense style. Think like Japanese women doubles, right? Lots of lifting, lots of just safe shots, waiting for them to make mistakes, right? Then you have the creative counter, which is like think like Kevin Sukumulyo defending, right? Very tricky, lots of spin, lots of slice, lots of cross blocks, a lot of like trying to turn the defense into an offense, right? I would argue that there is like a third style in defense, and it would be like, I don't have a fancy name for it, but it would be just very like drive focused. Think like Young Day, right? He's the one that made it very meta to just drive back everything, very like long into the mid-court shots, right? So it's kind of like creative counter, but it's not really that creative. But it's also not passive as the disciplined defender. So yeah, there's like, I would say there's a third category for people that play more flat defense, right? On the attacking side, you have the all-out attacker, which is like, I would say think like Praveen Jordan or Jing Chi Wei in mixed doubles. Like they just hit everything as hard as they can. Anything that's remotely above the net, they're gonna hit hard, right? You have the clever creator, and these are for people like myself. I identify this like who don't have the biggest smash, or are very not like brutish, but they still need to win points in the back. So think Yuta Watanabe with his stop drop. Like his smash was fine, but obviously he wasn't the hardest smasher on the circuit, right? And so he had to be clever in order to be threatening in the back, right? Net Ninja is probably the most obvious to explain. It's just anyone in the front who specializes in the front. So again, Sukumulyo, Youngdae, any famous front player person would fall into here. And it's useful to know these things because not only are you going to be able to know your own strengths and weaknesses, but you'll also be able to know what kind of person you should be playing with, if that makes sense. So for here, they only put 3 partnership playing styles. You have the defensive duo. So again, think Japanese women doubles, right? Or even just women doubles in general. I think China and Korea also has pretty like defensive play style as well. You have the attacking assassins, which they argue can be either 2 all-out attackers or like 1 creative one and 1 attacker, or like very flat game. So it's a very broad and encompassing category, this one. And then you have the first 4 focus, and these are like more of, so you see a lot of like Danish and European players will play. They'll have a lot of technical focus on the first 4 shots of the serve or the game. So serve, the return, and then the 2 shots after that, right? I will say that when it comes to context of queuing, right, you will probably never ever see first 4 focus in random queues because this requires a lot of coordination with your partner and a lot of communication. You probably will see, depending on the physical attributes of your partner, either the attacking or all defending play styles. Something to note. So let's go back to the individual playing styles and let's talk about some playing styles that just do not mesh well together. So for example, if you have 2 net ninjas, you're gonna have a miserable time. I know this from personal experience. Even though I'm a front player and I play with some random person and queuing and also prefers the front, most times I am going to be the one that has to play the back, simply because a lot of people just randomly, you cannot really rely on them to, I guess, be adaptable, right? And so the best thing you can do is to adapt yourself. That makes sense, right? The second thing, you're going to have a not fun game as 2 people that are just clever or creative. So like 1 creative counter and 1 clever creator. You guys are just going to do trick shots for days and do just tricky things, and it's going to be hard for one to build off the other, right? It's going to be hard for one to build off the other. Meaning, for example, if I play a deceptive shot and my partner is also playing a deceptive shot, it's very hard to build rhythm. It's very hard to build pressure, and it's going to also be a very error-prone, high-risk, high-reward type play style. So, also again, not really fun to play. If you have one person that always lifts and one person always wants to smash, again, you're gonna have a miserable time because you guys are gonna be working actively against each other. And unfortunately, this is like usually what happens if you queue with someone that's like a lot stronger than you or a lot weaker than you. If there's a big mismatch in skill, you'll see that the person weaker tends to just lift everything, and the person that is much stronger tends to just smash everything. I don't really know where I plan to go with this video. I just thought it was interesting. So for me personally, like, it's very obvious. You can watch my play. Like in the back, I would consider myself, what was it called? A creative attacker or whatever, a clever counter or whatever, right? Like I rely a lot on placement. I rely a lot on variety, and I rely a lot on my front partner finishing it off. So I will usually play shots that I think that my front player can get to and they can finish it off, right? I don't know, I think I'm just lazy. Like even when I was in better shape, or like when I'm, going to be training in Malaysia next year and I'm hitting much harder, I still think I will play this way. I'm just very lazy. A point is a point, whether it's a drop or a smash, really. Obviously in the front, at Ninja, I love playing the front. I love thinking, I love intercepting. So that's obviously my play style. When it comes to partnership, I do prefer the most traditional, like I'm the net ninja in the front and then my partner is the all attacker in the back. Now obviously the better you get in the game, and badminton like mentions this too, you have to be all rounded, you have to rotate, right? It's very uncommon to see two back players or two front players take it all the way up to top level of men's doubles. But yeah, let me know what you guys think your play styles are, and this should also affect the kind of rackets you guys are using as well. But that's another topic for another video, because there's gonna be people that say I'm a control player, but well, what kind of a control? Or I'm an attack player, but what kind of attack player, right? You guys should have to be a little bit more specific than that. Okay, bye bye.